Stand by to fall in, Polk County. This is today's veteran. Hello and welcome, and on behalf of everyone at the Polk County Office of Veteran Services, thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Tim Kirkhart, and on this installment of today's Veteran, we talk with representatives from VFW Post 2024 in Lake Wales about their efforts to serve veterans in their community. But we start off today's show with a look at the American Legion. The Legion represents over 2 million members, and there's strength in their numbers. They fight on Capitol Hill every day to ensure that our troops not only get the equipment and training they need to fulfill their duties, but also to ensure they are treated properly and receive the benefits they deserve upon returning home. American Legion Post 8 in Winter Haven was chartered in 1919 and has more than 1,800 members. Joining us in studio today is Bill Butler, who is the first vice commander, and Eason, who is the service officer. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, let's start off. Bill, tell us a little bit about your post and maybe how somebody joins the American Legion.
Well, at the present time for 2016, we have approximately 1,650 members. We're striking for 1,850 to 1,900 members. We have a snowbird group that belong to our post that travel back and forth every 6 months north, and then the winter months down here. We are a very large post. We do a lot of entertaining. We have a lot of programs going on.
Tell us what are the requirements? I mean, how does a veteran become eligible?
They have to be honorably discharged from the service, and they have to bring their DD-214 separation paper to our office, and once they display that, they can sign up. If they're still on active duty and they want to join, we will pay their membership for the first year, and then after that they can come in and be a member when they get out, if they're on active duty. Other than that, if they're out, bring their DD-214 to our area, and that's it, and they can join.
How many members would you say from the Iraqi, Afghanistan wars are members at your post?
Right now, I don't believe we have any.
None?
I don't know offhand, by looking through all the applications, but I don't believe we have any.
Okay.
Because they're a younger generation. And
how does one become the first vice commander?
A lot of hard work, a lot of volunteer work, and a lot of effort put into the different categories that I just explained. And when they have election, somebody say, well, this gentleman looks like he could fit into being a line officer on the executive committee. And I started on the executive board. I worked my way up to second vice commander and first vice commander, and I was nominated again to be first vice commander for the new 2016-2017 coming up. So we'll take it from there.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're where you are.
Thank you.
Now let's turn to Al. Al, service officer at the local American Legion post. Tell me what that means. What do you do?
Basically, when a guy comes in to join our post, and he joins our post, and he asks me about benefits. Basically, I send him to the county veteran service officer in Bartow. You call up and get an appointment to see one of the service officers, and you go in to discuss whatever you need to discuss. Burial benefits, any kind of benefit, that's where you need to go. Every county in the U.S. has one of these service officers dedicated to getting the veterans his benefits. That's his sole job, to help you get benefits you're entitled to shortcut the Veterans Administration paperwork.
The game.
You're right, the game. You have to play it for a while. Do like what I used to, they eat a little crow. Sometimes you have to eat a little crow. And I think probably the biggest misunderstanding in the Post is service-connected and non-service-connected. I went yesterday at our dance we have on Wednesday. I think I found 3 members that were service-connected, and they definitely knew it. A guy has to be, or not has to be, but chances are if he has a Purple Heart, he's going to be service-connected somewhere along the line. So you can use that as a get in the door, more or less. And like I did, I waited 10 years before I even applied. But I did not know the benefits that were out there.
Because nobody told you.
Nobody tells you. Nobody tells you. They don't come knocking on your door. You have to find out about it and apply. And then, in my case, when I got back from Vietnam, I wasn't interested in that, because when I got back from Vietnam, I had an accident on the way to work. They determined that accidents in the line of duty, and they gave me a disability retirement at the 40% rate. Then I learned that if I applied to the VA and was declared 100%, they would pay me twice what the Army was paying me as a disabled veteran. So I said, hey, let's go. I tried, and it took 3 years. Finally, I got a letter that says, hey, we're gonna, how would you say, we're gonna pay you twice what the Army paid you if you're 100%. So I went and got evaluated through the VA. It takes a little while to do that. The first guy I went to blew me off. The doctor blew me off. I went down to my county service officer here in Bartow. The guy helped me with the paperwork. Sent away, it took 3 years. But they finally declared I was 100%, and 100% is a lot better than 40% of the Army pay. As I said, the biggest concern that they just don't know if they are entitled to it. And if they come see me, I'll open the door, or try to open the door. And I'm at my post on Wednesday afternoons. 293-7029 is the adjutant number. Call the adjutant number, and they will book you an appointment with me on Wednesday afternoon. And we'll see if we can't get something going for you.
When you're there on Wednesday afternoon, do you usually have some activity, or they're scheduled, right?
Or, yeah, they're scheduled with me, but there's an activity going on at the same time. That's okay. We're in a private area. We have plenty of room to talk.
Okay.
Another thing that I've just learned myself is that the Florida statutes are being changed at the present time to include on the death certificate if you are a veteran, and if you are a veteran, are you service connected? And through this letter of what's the name of that letter? Anyway, a letter of your disabilities, a letter stating your disabilities, the doctor can determine if you're if one of your disabilities is the primary or an underlying cause of your death. If that be the case, then your widow is eligible for a pension for the rest of her life. It's not nearly what your compensation from the VA is if you're 100%. But I tell you what, it will put a dent in it. So I am. It took me 10 years to realize that. I want people to start getting the compensation immediately. And it's not going to happen that you're not going to get it immediately, but you will get a compensation if you do it.
If you play the game right.
You have to play the game. Like I said, eat a little crow sometime.
Bill, what are your plans or strategies to try to recruit younger members or new members?
Well, one of the things we're doing, we're going to start working with the Winter Haven National Guard Army. They want to bring a lot of their young privates that they just signed up. We're going to bring them down. We're going to show them our facility. And as long as they're on active duty or on call for active duty, and they want to join the American Legion for down the line in the future, we will pay their membership for the first year, so that when they get out of the Army, or if they go overseas and they get hurt, when they get back, they're an American Legion member, and they can apply for Veterans Administration benefits right then and there. Like Al said, they don't have to wait 10 years and realize they lost a lot of time. The other thing is we're going to have an open house, and we're going to try to get it advertised in the paper for bring your DD-214, bring your family, show them the post, and see if we can get them to join that way. But we definitely need younger people to come to American Legion Post 8 in Winter Haven to sign up.
Gentlemen, we're about out of time. Al, you have something else you're
I wanted to add
say?
that we are a non-smoking post. They're smoking facilities, but the post inside the building is non-smoking, and that is a boost up, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Well, listen, I want to thank both of you for coming today to our show, and let us know at Polk County Veteran Services if we can help either you or the veterans.
Thank you.
Thanks.
For more information about Post 8, you can look them up on the web at www.americanlegionpost8.com or give them a call at 863-293-7029. We'll be right back with more Today's Veteran after this.
Having someone's back. It's about being there when you're needed.
It's about standing up for those you believe in.
It's about having someone's six.
In the military, got your six means I've got your back.
Today, got your six is more than a term.
It's a show of respect for all who served.
A way to bring military veterans and civilians together.
And a way to ensure that they return home to be seen as assets and leaders.
Through jobs, education, housing, and more,
we can support returning military veterans and their families.
To find out how you can help, visit gotyoursix.org today.
I've got your six.
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 Welcome back to Today's Veteran. I'm your host, Tim Kirkhart. The VFW serves our veterans, the military, and our communities and advocates on behalf of all veterans. They ensure that veterans are respected for their service, always receive their earned entitlements, and are recognized for the sacrifices they and their loved ones have made on behalf of this great country. VFW Post 2024 was founded in 1945 and recently celebrated its 70th anniversary and has over 385 members. Joining us in studio is Commander Gary Gose. Gary, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tim.
Let's get right into this. Tell us about your post. Tell us a little bit about the logistics, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's going on.
Yes, sir. Lake Wells VFW Post 2420 just celebrated its 71st anniversary, January 18th of this past month. We have 400 plus members. Most of them are snowbirds, if we may, friends from up north. The auxiliary has about 185. Some of them are, again, snowbirds or friends from up north. The post has been pretty active in the last couple of years. We have started with the Wednesday, Polk County VSO Ernie Roberts coming out every Wednesday. If you need a phone number, you can call 863-534-5220, and asked Rosanna to get an appointment with Ernie the following Wednesday. He's done 90 plus veterans, family members, widows, and widowers. It's been an access for the East Polk County, 27 east of 27, to have him over at Lake Wells VFW. We have Poinciana, we have people from River Ranch, Indian Lake Estates. We have people from Frostproof come in to meet with Mr. Roberts. People don't realize the benefits. And if I may, Carlos did a from 1 to 3 yesterday at Nellcrest. My understanding is a pretty good turnout for the people out at Nellcrest, Saddlebags, in that area. We have at the Post, we've upgraded. We would like to thank the Polk County Commissioners, past and present. I'd like to thank the City Commissioners of Lake Wells, along with Mayor Fulch. The businesses of Polk County has been immense in helping us keep the Post open. By default, I took over in July of 2014. Unfortunately, we came into a position where it was sink or swim. But again, as mentioned, with the Polk County Commissioners, the Lake Wells Commission, along with Mayor Fulch and the businesses, we are open. We have the VA bus with nurse comes in, which will be March 23rd. They'll be there from 9 to 2. We'll have 2 representatives from the National Cemetery also with them. Mayor Fulch took time out the 17th and came over and said hi to him, which was very nice of him to do. We have the bus there on the same day that Ernie Roberts will be there on the 23rd of March.
Is that a one-time deal, or
It's once a month.
Okay.
We set it up along with the American Legion 71. They have them once every month. We have them once every month, but we separate it by 2 weeks. That way we try to get both sides of the Lake Wells involved and the surrounding communities. They were pretty busy this past Wednesday the 17th. They had, along with Mayor Fulch, they had people just driving up once they saw the bus and saw the sign. It was very informative for those who stopped. With the information and the table set up, they have computers. The nurse helped 2 of the veterans and their widows came in also, helped them out, get the information. They set up appointments. It's unique. I'm happy to say it took a while to get them here, but once they're here, we see a good turnout for both Ernie Roberts from the VSO, Polk County, and from Haley, the bus with the nurse.
That's great. Tell me a little bit about your membership. You mentioned 400 plus now.
Yes, sir.
Are you, or do you have many of the younger veterans that have signed up?
Yes, sir. We've geared. We've always geared for that. Even when I was up north, we try to get the Gulf War I, Gulf War II vets. We try to get the Bosnia vets. Any veteran who served in Korea is eligible also, even today. We have, working with the National Guard in Lake Wells, with the commander, we're trying to set up a dinner, homecoming dinner. We're trying to set up a parade with the American Legion 71 to have a parade, a homecoming parade. They never had one. They deserve one. They deserved all the credit for what they've done for our country. To leave your home, to leave your families, and go overseas, it's unique. 1% of the population serves the military. People don't realize that. Talking to Mike Mason, the director of the VSO, Polk County, we have around 60,000 veterans in Polk County. And Polk County, the 4th largest county in Florida. With his personnel, I think it's 3.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, yourself, Carlos, and
Sherman.
Right. And of course, Ernie Roberts came out of retirement. with having the VSO at Polk County and Bartow helping, trying to reach out to these veterans and their family members, it's become a pretty good deal helping them out. Not only with benefits, but also letting them know that they have the availability for loans, home loans. You know, as you know, the VSO, they're trained well. They try to give, and they always give, honest answers. They don't sit there and, I can't say that. They can't sit there and lie to you. If you have an answer, they give it to you straight. They don't, they look it up. Mike and his crew, to include you, Tim, should be commended every time that you go out. We shake hands at the Eagle Ridge malls when we see veterans, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Bosnia. Some are still in uniform. We always try to make sure that they are welcomed for what they've done for our country, peacetime or wartime.
It's a little bit different from back when
Yes,
I was in, and the reception that we received, and we're happy for the patriotism. But
speaking of patriotism, if I may, I see a lot of American flags, not only at buildings but at businesses. You see people flying them more at home. It's great. We have over 550 flags to be retired June 14th. We do that with honor and dignity to our flag that serves our country.
And that's Flag Day?
That's Flag Day, yes sir. A lot of people don't realize what Flag Day is, June 14th. We have the Daughters of the American Revolution. We have veterans. We have American Legion Post 71. We're in the process of starting a AMVETS, a DAV, and Purple Hearts in Lake Wells. It's ongoing. I was supposed to be retired. I retired in 07 as a letter carrier. I moved to Nellcrest in 09 and took over the post in 2014. It's not a retirement.
It's a big job.
Yes, sir. But the auxiliary, and our auxiliary, if I may, are men and women of service members who have served. It's not a ladies auxiliary or a men's auxiliary. It's a auxiliary of both. They just instituted that in August of 2015, and that's the build-up there with the auxiliary. We have functions going on with the auxiliary, and if I may, March 26th, we have a community Easter egg hunt at Lake Wells Park itself. We're in the process of getting that all set up. The commission approved it. Mayor Fulch is behind it. And if I may, Mayor Fulch is a Vietnam vet. He's a member of the post. Our post is made up of all who served with honor. It's not a good old boys anymore. It's not come in and get drunk deal. We have dinners, i.e. Tuesday, we have pizza and wings, 4 to 7. Today we're having BLTs from 12 to, I think she said 3. Last night we had a spaghetti dinner made up with the auxiliary last night. Friday nights are fish and shrimp. We have baked, broiled, and of course fried fish and shrimp. We have Saturdays, we have Tom McGannon starting to show up on Saturdays for live entertainment. Bingo from 1 to 3. Food from 11:30 to 1, and at the second session of bingo we stop. We've got community efforts going out. We're going to the rest homes. We're going to the VA. We went to the VA last month and did bingo with the VA at Haley. We're trying to get more information that we can go to Orlando VA, because that's a little bit closer, we think. But we try to get out and let the veterans and those members, and of course the widows and widowers, we can't forget about them. They served the country by serving their loved ones, the men and women who served. We tried to make sure that everyone has a place to come. Granted, it's an old church built in 1925. The Post bought it in 45. We've been there since 45. There's a lot of things that need to be done to it. We don't have the monies per se to get it done, but we fix as we go, because we don't have the resources to do what we have to do.
These activities that you mentioned,
yes, sir.
The dinners, the things like that, are they available to the public, or is that just members
no,
and their
sir.
family?
We have signed outside the post, and it so states dinners, and it's open to the public. If you come in at 3:30, eat. If you want to stay for the karaoke on Friday night, or stay for the music and or just the visit, you're welcome to come in and sign in as our guest. We have more people realizing that they're able to come in as guests. We found some stuff upstairs, and I want to tell you a story about one of them. We found a Vietnam veteran, Polk County, killed. A big old cardboard. It was upstairs for several years. We dusted it off, cleaned it off. We brought it downstairs on a Thursday. That Thursday evening, coming back in the post, a lady was standing beside it crying. Her brother was on it. Next night, Friday, came in, a mother was standing there. Her son was on it. She brought in pictures of her son and put it on the board. Right now, we're working with Lake Wells High School to get it revamped and redone properly. We're going to put it in the post, put chairs around it, put lights on it, so if someone wants to come in, they have a solemn moment. They can sit back in the back and pay their respects and sit.
That's great.
I didn't realize what it was till we pulled it out. It hit me because we have so many people don't realize what we did in Vietnam. Our cause was just cause. People don't realize what we did. Finding that and finding all those names from Polk County, it hit. But now we're going to do the proper respect, get it redone and put it in its place of honor. So people from Polk County, relative, friend, high school, we had a couple of high school friends come in, compliment that, hey, when are you going to get it redone? Well, we're working with Lake Wells High School,
sure.
The art teacher. Other than that, we tried to find more stuff to bring downstairs and put up.
Yeah.
We found a World War I picture of a barracks with the soldiers in front of it. It's about 3.5 foot long by about 8 inches. Stuff like that. We're finding more history upstairs in the attic. We're trying to bring them down, clean them up. Yes, sir. We found a bugle from World War I. We've cleaned, well, we didn't clean it all the way, but we left the antique looking on it. We cleaned up a little bit and put it up. We found medals of members of the post who donated them. We're getting those set up to put up in respect to the members.
We're out of time. I want to thank you for being on the show.
Yes, sir.
And for all your efforts for the area, the Lake Wales and the Eastern Polk County.
Yes, sir.
And just keep us posted.
Yes, sir.
For more information on VFW Post 2024, you can email them at vets2024@verizon.net or give them a call at 863-676-4150. That's going to do it for this edition of Today's Veteran. I want to thank our guests from the American Legion and VFW, but most of all, I want to thank you for joining us. Remember, for help and information regarding claims, benefits, and services available to veterans and their families, call the Polk County Veterans Service Office at 863-534-5220 or log on to the Polk County website at polk-county.net. I'm your host, Tim Kirkhart, and we will see you next month.